Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and a lot of good things are happening in the crypto market. We've had a tiny tick up, maybe 0.15 trillion or so in the new money into the market. Bitcoin has crossed over 106,000, headed for 107,000. XRP got bumped big time. We'll talk about that in this video, up to 252 now. I feel a slingshot a coming. Check this out. Here's anytime the CoinDesk puts up the live Bitcoin ticker there, Bitcoin on the strategic reserve rumors and all of that, I think Bitcoin's going to be doing well. I think it's going to go on up to 120 to 150,000 in this cycle at a minimum. And I think a lot of that's going to happen because of what Trump's talking about doing, maybe an executive order. But then look at this. The XRP volume and inflows explode on the news of the official RLUSD launch, which is tomorrow, backed by some heavy hitters from the Federal Reserve, FDIC, and Governor of the Reserve Bank of India. The wait is over. This is from Ripple today. RLUSD launches globally tomorrow. Ripple USD, an enterprise-grade stablecoin built on trust, utility, compliance, available starting December 17th on MoonPay, Uphold, CoinMana, Bitso, ArchX. In addition to Sheila Bair, David Puth, Chris Larson, the Ripple Stablecoin Advisory Board welcomes Raghuram Rajan, former Reserve Bank of India governor. He was at Ripple Swell 2019 in Singapore. I'm going to show you more on that in a second. Kenneth Montgomery, former VP and COO, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, a team like no other. YRLUSD fully backed by U.S. dollar deposit, U.S. government bonds, and other cash equivalents with monthly third-party audits, multi-chain support built for cross-border payments, DeFi integration, and bridging between fiat and crypto. RLUSD is a step toward the future of finance. All right? So that's what we got there. Here's the advisory board. Here's the people I just mentioned. There's Ken Montgomery. More on him in a second, too. Even CoinDesk is getting in on the action. CoinDesk, Ripple's rolling out their dollar stablecoin, RLUSD, to public Tuesday. CNBC wants in on the action. Ripple's new stablecoin for payments will be available to trade on Tuesday. And then there's this. This is Raghuram Rajan. This was him. I'll never forget it. I was sitting in the audience, and Brad Combs stood up, of Digital Perspective, stood up and asked him a question. And I'll tell you this, because if you weren't there, you can't hear it. When Brad Combs asked this question, there was a low, an applause, like everybody in the room. That was the question everybody wanted someone to ask, but he was the only one that had the guts to ask it.
You could talk about the idea of the old concept of the banker coin and a neutral asset being in place of a global reserve status of the dollar, and possibly that being XRP.
What you're asking for is whether there's a possibility of a global currency. And to some extent, that's what Libra was trying to do. And as I understand it, that's different from what XRP is trying to do. And the reason is as follows. As soon as you go to maintaining the value, right, some kind of stable coin, a whole set of regulatory concerns get triggered. I have to make sure that there is corresponding financial or real assets backing this notional value that they seek to maintain. That looks a lot more like a bank, right? Because you're promising some claims which are fixed, and that requires regulation for reasons I just talked about. Now, once you get an army of regulators, every central bank looking at it, then the question is, have you added a whole set of transaction costs to this, and is it worth? Is it that useful? As I understand it, what is attempted with XRP is not so much maintaining the value, but offering a vehicle for exchange, which is quite different, because there you can have value fluctuating. All you need is value to be stable for 10 seconds while the whole transaction takes place. And as a result, there's a whole different need for regulation. You don't need to regulate value. I don't care. So long as there is some value, the transaction can certainly take place. And as a regulator, I'm not so worried about either this displacing my fiat currency, because you're moving from one fiat currency to another. It's just an interim value. And it's a means of exchange, but it's neither a store of value nor a unit account, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Then there's this. This is Ken Montgomery. Both of these guys are now on the Ripple Stablecoin Advisory Board, both of them. Ken Montgomery was former first VP and COO of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and FedNow program executive. This is him explaining FedNow.
Institutions of all sizes could remain competitive by providing access to instant payment services.
Thinking about all the ways the FedNow service could be used to help people and businesses is really exciting. It also demonstrates the Federal Reserve's commitment to providing solutions that benefit everyone in the financial system and the broader economy.
In just a few short years, the FedNow service will help support the next generation of payments. To learn more about the FedNow service, visit fednow.org.
Okay, very interesting stuff. Here's Monica Long. Release of RLUSD marks a new chapter, both for the XRP ledger as well as Ripple, for use in $70 billion payment flows, combining our 10 plus years in business. The rigor of compliance require stablecoin issuance by New York Department of Financial Services chartered company and an experienced advisory board. RLUSD is launching from day one with credibility, utility, and a whole host of partners ready to support it. Then Uphold has said that there's going to be a 5% yield on RLUSD on Uphold next month. Maybe it's time we partnered. Bitcoin crossed target 1. eGrag Crypto is seeing that target 1. He's wondering if it'll head for target 2, which is 130. So he's got 130 to 176 on his call for Bitcoin. That doesn't doubt me at all. Cointelegraph put this article out. XRP price chart, bull flag, targets $15 despite consolidation phase. And here it is. The XRP USD pair is expected to resume its prevailing bullish momentum despite the price correction, as it paints classic technical structure with an upside outlook. Dubbed a bull flag, the pattern forms when the price consolidates lower in a descending channel flag following a strong move upward flagpole. Ultimately, the price breaks above the channel's upper trend line, typically rising by as much as the flagpole's height. Look at this down here. XRP's recent price action has led to form a similar bull flag pattern as shown in the chart above. Thus, the next bullish target is the flagpole's height, which comes to be around $15. Boy, oh boy. I'll take it. I want to finish with this. Looks like Van Jones and the Democrat Party, or at least he, is finally figuring it out.
So you have two parties that have fundamental hypocrisies built into them. We thought that their hypocrisy was going to blow them up. We thought that playing footsie with all these crazy people was going to blow up, but it's our hypocrisy that blew us up. And so rather than sitting up here and trying to defend everything, I think there's an opportunity, because most people listening to this, the New York Times is going to be our people. So look, there's a bunch of stuff we did wrong. You touched one of them. People hurting economically, and we kept trying to tell them that, we're building cathedrals for reform in 20 years with this Inflation Reduction Act. It didn't work. We also ran people out of our party on crypto.
Bingo.
50 million people bought some crypto. That's a bet on a future. They're trying to get to a better future. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, beating the hell out of crypto, beating the hell out of Silicon Valley people was not smart.
Bingo. We tried to tell you. We shouted it for years. Screamed, shouted, begged, pled. But no, they had to listen to Senator Elizabeth Warren, and she let them destroy the party. Elizabeth Warren, how do you like you being the one that got Donald Trump elected? In your face. In Gary Gensler's face, too. All right, in DAIXRP.com, we're going to talk about the RLUSD elephant in the room, which is what you all care about anyway. What could RLUSD potentially do for XRP's price? Isn't that what we all care about anyway? That's what I care about. I'm the digital. That's what we're going to talk about at DAIXRP.com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.